This is the Tassoul Show lunch edition.
Well, this time is just not convenient.
But we will sacrifice and do whatever it takes.
All right. We ready?
Yeah, who do we got? Who do we got on? Say hey.
I don't know.
We have a Facebook user that says hola.
I see that. I just don't see any names.
There's Mr. Belichesky.
I'm trying to just get it pulled up here.
What's with the Facebook users?
There we go.
I haven't seen that before. We must have some spies that are just using general Facebook accounts. Facebook user.
Oh, no. You know what? Miss Perez, hope you're well.
I'm teasing.
There. Yeah. It's showing up on the phone, but not showing up. Is this?
Well, dude, you of all people are not going to solve this problem.
All right. Well, here we go. Mr. Lawrence.
How we doing, everybody?
Hello, everybody. We're going to talk about paid trials or free trials, and what would be best to grow your business here. And forgive me here, I'm trying to pull up this on my phone so I can see who's on here, but we can see your comments. We may not be able to see all your names, and this is like delayed or something. This is weird.
Well,
okay.
Yeah.
It is what it is, but all right. So, by the way,
BT
next week's Thanksgiving. Lucky for everybody, because I was going to go off and vent about how, and I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me, and that's okay. You don't run away when somebody disagrees with you. You listen to both points, but I'm really, really annoyed and irritated how a lot of places in this country are handling the coronavirus. Absolutely stupid. I'll just say that. It's just horrible for all of you who work so hard, and all business owners. The way it's being handled is just absolutely wrong, and I'm really annoyed at that.
Why is that, man? Tell us how you really feel.
Well, I don't want to get into it because I know this is a subject that people have very strong beliefs on both sides, but if you know me, and you do, I dive in a lot deeper than just the surface crap that's getting put out there. And I'm not saying there's conspiracies. I'm just saying when you dive into the numbers and you start looking a little closer at things, and you look at Florida, for example, we've been open. I mean, not only have we been open, I mean, the governor said we could have 70,000 people at a stadium, right? And I know some people would say, well, that's unbelievable, that's ridiculous. But you look at death rates, and then when you say, well, every death matters, I absolutely agree, every death does matter. But there's definitely a percentage, so I won't say a high percentage because I don't want to get into it, but of the people that have died, we're dying this week anyway. I mean, very severely sick, and the flu may have killed people that have died, which we don't want anyone to die, but, small businesses are dying. Suicides are going up. I mean, if you're vulnerable, stay the hell home and quarantine. If you're young and healthy, and the media tells you if you're young and healthy, you're not getting admitted to the hospital. I mean, it's a very small percentage, right? Keep the economy open. But then the naysayers say, well, no, because what if you live with a grandma and you bring it home? Well, then stay home. Don't come out. If you're young and healthy and you live with someone vulnerable, stay home. But for the majority of people that don't, keep the economy alive in these small businesses that are now going backwards. And by the way, I don't know how many times any business, let alone the martial arts businesses, can be open, close, open, close, open, close, and survive this. And by the way, if we as taxpayers, and then you hear look, I'm here we go, going down the path, and I don't want to. But then you hear, well, the hospitals are being overrun. Do you guys understand what it takes for a hospital to be profitable anyway? They can't be at zero capacity. They're typically at 80% or more, 85% capacity. Have you ever been to a hospital when you've gone to the ER and you've seen people in the hallways in beds because they're just at capacity? They just don't have any rooms yet available. I mean, so when the media says, hospitals are being overrun, well, there's always hospitals in the country that are over capacity. There always are. At any given moment, there's always that, right? But everyone just equates it that, it's just COVID and, it's destroying people. So even as taxpayers, you guys, small business owners, even if they wanted to tax us because we needed to build tents and more hospital beds, it would be cheaper for us to pay for that than it would be to shut you guys down and all the other small businesses.
That's so great. Just throw out another tax. Just throw out another tax and give ideas to the government. That's perfect.
Or you could choose not to be taxed because you don't have any money to be taxed on. And I'm not venting for me. I'm venting for you. We're not shut down here in Florida, but I'm getting text messages all week.
Yeah.
Just got shut down. Just got shut down. Just got shut down. And they're destroying this, and it's piss poor management. I mean, it's piss poor management of how they're handling this. And it bothers me. And by the way, all you got to do is
just got shared all the other groups. So if you want to repeat what you just said.
Thank you, Perry.
Right back after the messages.
No, Biden just called and told me to shut down.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Yeah. So and it's not a Republican or Democrat thing. It's just piss poor management of how it's being handled. And if you disagree, look at Florida. Cases are going up, but percentage-wise, not like some of the other places, right? And death rate is low. Death rate's low. And Florida, like I said, nobody's taken advantage of it, but our governor, there's no mask mandate, number one, in the state, which I don't necessarily agree with or disagree with. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there should be on that, but there's not. My point is Florida is like way over here on the loose, you could go to restaurants, bars, you could be in a full-packed stadium. And we were hitting 15,000 cases a day back in July. 15,000 cases a day. And our governor said we're not going backwards. Now, whether I like our governor or not like our governor, I'm talking specifically how he's handled the coronavirus. He said we're not going backwards. We're not shutting down the economy. Everything stayed open. Well, we went from 15,000 a day. Eventually, we went down to where we had some days at 1,500. Now we've been hovering around 3,000, 4,000. We hit a spike of 7,000, 7,500, right? We've hit, so numbers are going up again, but that's still 50% less than what we were in July. And by the way, our hospitals are not being overrun as a whole right now. And if other states saw this, the other states kept everyone at home, opened up, and cases started to go up. Well, what do we think is going to happen if there's a contagious virus out there and you open up your state? Cases will go up. But now what are they doing? Oh, we're shutting everyone down again. What's going to happen now? Well, cases are going to go down. Then what's going to happen when they open? Cases are going to go up again. And what are they going to do? Shut you down again? And just hope everyone takes the vaccine? And, because there's some people that want to be first in line, but the majority of people don't. I mean, it's just so asinine, in my opinion, and everyone's entitled to their opinion. So I'm frustrated for you all, business owners. I'm just irritated at that. So, Tass, do you have an opinion being over there in Wisco?
Well, my sister state's right next door, Minnesota, just shut down. 12:59 tomorrow night. They're shut down for 4 weeks. So essential business only, shut down for 4 weeks. Michigan, right next door, same deal. They're shut down through Christmas right now. So at any rate, that's a very good segue into today's topic, which has to do with free trials or paid trials. And the reason I say that is because whether you're way over here on one side or over here on the other side on this whole COVID thing and shutdown and whatever else, there is a group of people. So I think there's a pretty split decision as to where people are. You're over it, you don't want to wear a mask, you'll wear it, but let's not stop business, or you're hiding out and you want to hang out because you're definitely afraid of what COVID can do, right? I think it's pretty much a split camp. So I think when you look at marketing, it's important to understand right now that you may need, and this is not to throw extra money at Facebook and make Facebook rich, but you may need to either up your grassroots marketing.
So there you go. We just lost you for a minute. Now you're back.
Okay. You have to up your marketing, not to make Facebook rich, but at the end of the day, you're marketing to a smaller pool of people now, but they're still out there. And so I think that's important for everyone to understand. And look, you can do labor intensive guerrilla marketing, going business to business. And by the way, that might be a great play right now, is going out business to business. We'll take our buddy bags, holiday buddy bags that we'll belt in a bag that we'll do. And if you're going small business, they all have something in common. They're all small businesses. And so it may be a great place for you to go to connect with people that are very similar to you in what you're doing, and get your message out to people. But yeah, I'd be curious to see, what's working for everybody as far as trials right now are concerned. And, maybe you start off with, how many enrollments, not trials, but how many enrollments, let's start there first. How many enrollments do you currently have for the month of November? Because here's what I don't want to happen, right? Someone says, oh, well, this is what we're doing for a trial. That's great. But I want to know if it's working, right? And if you had one trial because of it, well, it's not really working for you. So I'm curious to know what people are doing right now, because I've seen things all over the board. I've seen similar ad copy, different pictures, and what's working great for some is not working at all for others. So I'd just be curious to see what people are doing and what kind of results they're having. Well, let's talk enrollments first. How many enrollments do you guys have for the month of November? Just drop in the comments. Let's take a look at where we're at.
And while you do that, I'd rather get back to COVID and my venting.
Yeah, of course you would.
Trials. But here's the reality, everybody. Listen, whether we like it or not, things could get a little harder for a lot of you. Some of it already has this week. Anybody that you do enroll, you better be pre-framing them that we are already prepared, where if we get our physical location shut down, we are more than prepared to keep the training going and still provide a service, especially for your child or yourself through the holidays or whatever you're going to do. You got to pre-frame it, right? But let's talk about, well, here we go. We're getting the numbers here. We got 12 so far, 8, 12, 2, 13, 21. Nice job. 21's great. Enrollment so far. 8 enrollments so far, so good. 14 enrollments and anticipating a couple more this week. So here's the deal. When we talk about what should we do, I think, Tass, this is where you're going with this, right? At the end of the day, trials don't matter. Right? They only matter if that's your mechanism to get ultimately what we really want, which is an enrollment, right? We need to get enrollments. And I'm going to throw it over to you, Tass, but I want to throw this out there to everybody. When I say what's better, and I bet you I'm going to get you on this, Tass. Let's see if I get you on this too.
Hey, let's see. Let's do it.
Okay. So when I say paid trial, free trial,
yes,
I bet you're all thinking, well, do I do free 2 weeks or free 4 weeks, or do I do $49 for 4 weeks or $29 for 2 weeks or whatever, this, that, and the other? Is that kind of what you were thinking when we talked about paid trials or free trials, Tass?
Is that what I was thinking the conversation was going to be? About whether you do some sort of paid trial?
when we talk about free trials or paid trials, are you thinking in the context of when I market a trial special for a period of time, is it either charge for it or not charge for it?
Sure.
Okay, that's what everybody I think is thinking. But you got to understand, a trial is also when we invite people to a free community event. That's a trial. We disguise that as inviting them to what we call a mass intro, right? But a trial could be 1 hour, it could be one class, it could be 2 weeks, it could be 4 weeks. If you're going to do a period of time, which in the context of what we define a trial as, I think what most people are thinking is, well, I want to put a 2-week trial out there or a 4-week trial out there. Should I charge for that or should I not charge for that? Or I want to do a 2-class trial. Should I charge for that or not charge for that? And then, like I said, I'll throw it to you, but I will say this is not a guessing game. This is, you got to test both offers. Some people will say, well, when you do free trial, this is what I used to say. When you do free trials for a period of time or something, you'll get more leads, but less qualified. Well, I can tell you right now, I don't know if it's because of COVID. I don't know if it's because it's 2020, or I don't know if it's because I just paid more attention. We did do a free 30 days. And then we did a paid 4 weeks for $49. In essence, the same thing, right? Except one's we charged and one we didn't. We got more leads and more qualified leads charging people than we did with the free. We actually got more leads for the charging $49 for 4 weeks. However, if you want to do a trial, if you knew how to do a mass enrollment and you wanted to do a trial where you wanted people to, what is a trial? A trial by definition is just come try out our service or product. That's a trial.
Right.
So if you said, well, hey, I want to do a self-defense seminar next Saturday or a confidence seminar next Saturday, a bully seminar next Saturday, should I charge or not charge? That I would tell you, that kind of trial, do not charge. Free community event, do not charge for that type of trial. So I wanted to throw that out there, but you could take it, Tass, and talk about what you were going at, I think, when you were asking about enrollments and such.
Well, I mean, listen, the point is that yes, right, trials don't really matter. And by the way, a lot of these enrollments, I'm assuming, are from the work that you've done previously in October. If you do trials, that you're actually getting those people to convert now. So, for example, and Mr. Spoon, I may be wrong on this, but 6 trials and 6 enrollments. Now, because I don't know what everyone's doing on here for trials, right? If you're literally doing a 2-class intro process and that's your trial, then I would assume those 6 trials are 6 enrollments for this month. But if last month you were doing 4 weeks for $49 as an example, well, they may have flowed into November. So, you know, we when we look at our numbers, we also have to look at, are the numbers reflective of now or something that we've done previously? And normally what we find is the work that we put in today does not bring us the results for tomorrow. The work that we put in today gives us the results for down the road, 2, 3, 4 weeks down the road from now, potentially. So, you know, looking at that, you know, just try to find out where everyone's at with trials, what's currently working for you. And to your point, Metzger, I remember when I was in the health club years ago, I had an offer and it was 6 weeks for $69. I had an A-frame sign in the health club, and I literally signed up nobody. And then the next month, I'm like, well, I'm going to do 6 weeks for $99. I signed up 23 people. So is it perceived value? And the real answer is we always have to be testing. We always have to be doing things because there's arguments on both sides. If I do $1 trial for a period of time, whether that's 30 days for $1, right? Well, it's the same essentially as 30 days for free. But the 30 days for $1 trial, to your point, I may have less qualified leads and I may get in 40 people as an example, but I may close only 30% of those people. So I'm going to close 12 people. I'm going to enroll 12 people. But if I do a paid trial of 4 weeks for $49, even if I get in 10 people and I close 90%, I'm only closing 9 students. So that free $1 offer, the free 30-day offer, was a better deal. I cast a wider net. I had more people. When they got here, I was able to get it converted. I said in the beginning, before we even came live, I said this could be a really fast conversation because the real answer is you do whatever works. There is no right answer. There is no right answer for paid trial. There is no right answer for free trial. You do whatever works. And I think right now, more than ever, especially with social media and how easy it is, you need to always be testing what you're doing, and you got to try it out because sometimes it's the content, sometimes it's the picture, sometimes it's the video, sometimes it's the offer. What is it? And constantly be testing and trying, because certain things at certain times will resonate differently with different people. So, if you're not seeing results, give it a little bit of time. Put some ad spend. Chris is over in your neck of the woods today, Chris Rodriguez, and she would. She's a big fan of the free trial lesson, right? One free lesson, just get them in your door and then do whatever you're going to do. But also knowing, how to test, when to test, and what to put out there. She's big on videos, getting videos out and putting videos out in the community. I think, if we look at this from another perspective of ad spend, if you try and push an offer and you're saying, well, I put $40 behind my ad spend and it was over 5 days, you're just not putting enough ad spend behind it. And I'm not the social media expert team. I'm just telling you, this is what Chris would say, that you're not putting enough ad spend behind it to find out if you're getting traction or not. If you really want to test something, you need to put 30, 40 bucks a day behind it and let it run for 3 or 4 days. If it's working, you can keep it going. If it's not, that's the beautiful part about Facebook, right? You can always shut it off. But in addition to that, we can't get lazy. I mean, social media is one way for us to get our trials out. But right now, as an example, on my Edge, we have the holiday trial special, which is train the rest of the year for $99 and get a $75 Visa gift card to help with your holiday shopping. Well, how many of us have taken that and put it on social media, but maybe we haven't emailed that offer out to anybody? Maybe we haven't, picked up the phone and called anybody. Maybe we haven't done an every door direct mail piece with that, just mail pieces to our prospects that are in our system. Maybe we haven't even sent it to our parents in our lobby every single day of class who are hot prospects and trying to get those siblings in. What a great holiday or Christmas gift for their kids or for themselves as a parent coming to the New Year's. So are we following the 5 levels of marketing to get our trial special out, or do we just want to put boost post, ad spend, ad spend, ad spend? And it's when you do a culmination of all those things that I think you can really get some results. I've been watching a particular news station on YouTube that streams, and it's ridiculous the number of Joe Namath commercials that I see for like this retirement thing they're doing. I mean, I literally turn it off every time it comes on because it's on all the time. It's not, it does not apply to me, right? I'm not as old as Metzger, so it doesn't even apply to me. But what other things are you doing?
Even though you look older.
Yeah, I know. It's the wisdom. It's the old wise man. Or my son would say it's powdered donut in my beard. So I think it's important to understand, even though we have a paid trial offer or a free offer, are we doing other things than just putting it online and going out? And that's a different marketing discussion. But looking at what some of these people are doing. So 15 contracts, your programs at $159 a month. Waive registration.
Give them uniform, shirt, and mask if they join the first day. Sir, first of all, it's really, really great, but you don't need to do that. And you're losing tens of thousands of dollars with that, especially 2 things in there. There's 2 big things in there. Number one, the fact that you waive anything, okay, number one. And number 2, the fact that you have a registration. Right. And so that's a whole thing. You can private message either of us, but we could really help you, because it's one thing about trials and paid trials to get students. The biggest problem in this industry is people don't know what to do with those students as far as how to maximize revenue. And by the way, I want to show you this, everybody, but it's funny. I wanted to screenshot this text. This is really powerful, I think. Okay. I just wanted to screenshot a text I got yesterday at 9:21 p.m. You see that?
Something about killing.
All right. Well, I'm going to show you, but it came in at 9:21. As I was taking the screenshot, another text popped up from someone else. So like as I screenshot it, I actually got another text up here, but I don't want to show the phone numbers and stuff. I mean, basically they just said, just got my first paid in full for the holiday sale. Have 5 appointments so far. And you know, so far, you know, and I won't mention the school or whatever. It's happening right now. And because you could be shut down, any one of us, right? You got to generate revenue, whether you like it or not, you got to generate revenue because nobody has complete control right now of how their business is going to be able to run. But I want you to look at this text from yesterday, everybody. This is what you're capable of doing without hurting your billing, without nickel and diming your people, by giving them an option to save some money on their program, no hard sales, whatever, because this doesn't show you who it is, but this was the text if you want to read that.
My staff is killing it right now with the rest of billing that will come through. We've done so far this month. We're at 97,000, give or take. And we aren't even done making appointments yet or finishing appointments. Unbelievable.
And I just replied. That was yesterday at 9:21 p.m. And my response was, it's really fantastic. Congratulations to you and your staff. Truly inspiring for the industry. Because you have to understand, it's very easy right now, especially if you're getting shut down and you have restrictions. It's very easy to make excuses right now. It may even be justified, your excuses, but at the end of the day, we could still do something about it. And it is what it is. It is what it is. It's like, oh, here's another obstacle. Instead of complaining about why we can't move forward, just figure out how you can bust through that obstacle. And as you work and bust through that obstacle, just know there may be another obstacle. And it doesn't matter what obstacles there are, we're still going to find a way. And again, this is part of my rant on how some of the governors, right, are handling the coronavirus and what they're doing to these small business owners. Whether you're running a restaurant or a martial arts school, it's pathetic. I mean, these people that have worked all their lives for this stuff. And by the way, you guys may not be getting it, but we get it. How many schools are closing down right now after 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, 20 years, 25 years, and they're shutting down now, when I don't think it's necessary, right? I think there's better ways to handle it. Not downplaying the virus, but it's not being handled correctly in a lot of states. Some states like Florida, I think, are handling it perfectly, but because it's the unknown, you got to generate revenue, right? And put it this way, I won't mention this, but somebody reached out and scheduled a appointment. And Tass, I'll say this to you. Is that the health inspector?
I'm not sure.
Copier needs to.
Okay, thank you. Nope, the copier. Thank you, sir.
Oh, I thought your massage therapist was there. I got this text, Tass. Tell me what's wrong with this, and this is important for all of you. Somebody set up a scheduled call with me or a one-on-one, and I got an email alert. But bottom line is, here it is. All right. Here's the problem. We went over trials. We talked to you about paid trials, free trials. If you're going to do a mass intro event where you need to get a lot more students, I would do that free. Without mentioning, again, names or anything. How many students do you currently have? 170. So I have a call with this person on Monday, and I'm going to be able to help them a lot. How many students do you currently have? 170. How many students do you currently enroll on average every month? 5. What's your average monthly gross income? 18,000.
I thought you were going to ask me. I was going to say 17.
You're close. Yeah. So 170 students at 18,000. We're not going to talk. Well, first of all, I got to really dive into the numbers, because enrolling 5 people and having 170 students is really, really good retention, if those numbers are accurate, right? And by the way, sometimes we just think they're accurate and we dive a little deeper. However, If somebody has 170 students and they're generating 18,000, we got so many problems inside the school that we got to fix. What should somebody be grossing, tasked with 170 students?
Well, just some rough math, probably low 30s.
That's why I did that. Yeah, that's why I did that. So they should be in the $30,000 range with 170 students. What's the point in this for all of you? My point is you don't know what you don't know. And if you get the trial thing under control and you start enrolling students, and you're so happy because you went from 100 students to 170, and you went from grossing 10,000 to 18,000, like this person, right? You could get a false sense of happiness and security because you're like, man, we're crushing it. The problem is you're not if you're doing 13 or 14, let's say 15,000. Would you say that's fair, Tass? About 15,000 a month is being left on the table? That's 32,000.
Yeah, I mean, yes. Yeah, absolutely.
So $15,000 a month is $180,000 a year that we're leaving on the table here.
Which, by the way, most of that falls to the bottom line.
That's right. That's correct. Yeah, exactly right. So we just need to make sure that we there's no messing around, guys. I mean, schools, like I said, if you guys want to know, look at your own numbers, look at your students. I said this before, but at the very minimum, take the number of students you have, multiply that by 185. Regardless if you charge 70 a month or 150 a month, it doesn't matter. Take the number of students you have, multiply it by 185, and whatever that number is the minimum amount you should be grossing each month, without after school programs or summer programs or just strictly running your martial arts business in the evening. And if you're looking at that saying that's impossible because I only charge $100 a month, it's just understand you don't know what you don't know. Just right. Understand that. And if you're also looking at it saying I'll never nickel and dime my people, you don't know what you don't know. You just don't know what you're talking about. And that's why we're so passionate, because I don't want to see any of you close down again. And right now we just don't have time to sugarcoat this stuff and say, hey, if you're interested, call us or go seek help. If you're not grossing that at minimum, you need to get in touch with Mr. Tassoul or me, private message like this gentleman did, and set up a call for Monday. I think I have a call with this person, help them out.
Let me call it out. Mr. Sosa, if you want to answer, great. If not, you can private message me. But I'm just curious if you want to put on here, what is it? Do you charge? What is that? The only option that you charge is just $159 a month. And I'm also curious, based on those enrollments, if you want to put on there, if you want to private message me, that's fine. But how many students do you have? So, do you charge just the $159 a month? Is that the only option? And then how many students do you have? And I think I know the answer, but let's take a look at that. Because there could be unbelievable, there is already, just in your comments here, there's a lot of potential for you. And by the way, I say this to you because I literally just took on a new client. Well, today was our first phone call. And he's like, before we get off the call, and as I'm going through, he's like, man, my heart is just pumping right now. He's like, I'm so excited. And there's opportunity that we have right now that we don't have throughout the course of the year. Okay, so those are your program. God, awesome. Yeah, absolutely message me. Or message.
Yeah. Hey, Mr. Sosa, while you're here, let me just ask this, and this is great for everybody. What does this mean? Let me just reread it. Tass, what does this mean? Got 15 contracts, year program at $159 a month. Is that like 15 new?
15 one-year programs.
That's what he currently has in the school, or that's what he signed up?
No, that's what he enrolled this month.
Is that what it is? He enrolled 15 people this month?
15 new, that's what I'm understanding. 15 new students on one-year programs at $159 a month.
So here's
$1,000 a month, $2,000 a month in billing.
So he enrolled 18% of his total student body
which
in
is
the last 19 days.
Which is phenomenal.
Which tells me we have a big retention problem, Mr. Sosa, which is what
we already had a record enrollment month so far.
I mean, you know what I mean? And so that's the stuff we want to dive into, because if you're enrolling that many people, or maybe it was just an anomaly, we want to do that, close the back door and maximize your profitability in your business. I mean, we just want to do it right. And there's ways to do it. And I mean, you know, you're seeing the same holes that I'm seeing in this post right here.
So I will say opportunities. I won't be negative like Mr. Metzger.
Oh, you won't be straightforward and honest like Mr. Metzger, who doesn't have time to mess around because we could be shut down at any minute. You'll be in the middle of an explanation and they'll be like, yep, we got to close, and you'll never get the point out. Or someone might want to just punch you right in the face.
Oh, funny.
Thank you.
Hey, but to your point, we have.
There you go. Yeah, by the way, there you go. And by the way, sir, you're not alone on that, on the 30%. Some people have done better, right? Some people have done a lot worse. So bad that they're closed. So not bad at all on 30% if that's over the last 7-8 months, right? Since March or April, you know? So, but look, we can help here.
We're doing a lot with our our elite clients and the CMA schools and the people that we work with right now. You know, we're coming up between November and December. I mean, this is the biggest opportunity of the year to generate revenue right now, and we've shifted some things so that we can not wait. We typically have an event that we do this at, but we've shifted some things to not to wait so we can start now. But this is also true of your enrollments. Because if we go back to the COVID thing and things get shut down again, and you go on a 4-week shutdown, 3-week, 2-week, doesn't matter what it is, you are going to have a different mindset of people that are sitting in front of you, whether that's from an enrollment standpoint or from an investing or spending money in your school standpoint. So you need to scoop up whatever you can right now. For those of you that are just going into a shutdown or just started the shutdown, I would also argue that now is the time to do it, because as the mindset, as the weeks go by, that mindset will continue to spiral, and you may not have that same opportunity 2 weeks, 3 weeks from now as you do today, because
right.
it's going to be an elongated process. So I think it's real important to take action right now.
Hey, you know, if anything, and I said it before, the positive in this is if you can get through this, once this country normalizes, and whatever that means, right? If you could get through this, there's no more excuses, right? I mean, what other time have we dealt with something like this where you had to shut your business down but continue trying to generate revenue, providing a service? By the way, there's no argument. The service quality is less. I mean, when you're providing a service through a computer screen, it's less than what it is live. However, it's still a service, and it's still a value to the customers that have stayed with you, right? And we have to do what we have to do, and it's temporary. But once this is over and you're back in business, the habits and the work ethic that you've developed because of this is going to carry you to another level. The problem is you have to just know how to run the business properly to take advantage of all of that stuff. You don't necessarily want to have 400 students to live the life that you want or provide careers for your instructors that you want. You don't want to have 400 students if you can do that with 200 students. Okay. And that's the difference. That's what we want to make sure that we understand and we can help you with, because then you'll do things beyond your wildest expectations while still giving a great quality service to your students. And I always feel like I need to say that because, again, anytime you talk about money, people automatically assume that you're all about the money or you're nickel and diming your customers. And it's just not the case. Get off of that mindset right now, again, because it's not because I want you to, it's because you need to survive potentially, because you don't know what's coming tomorrow in your state necessarily, where they're going to tell you, you got to shut down again, or we're shutting down until the vaccine's available for everyone in March. I mean, who knows, right? So we just want you to stay in business. What we do in the martial arts is phenomenal for the communities. We all believe in martial arts. We're all martial artists. I think it's better to have a life with martial arts than without it. And it doesn't do any of us any good if we're dropping like flies here and going out of business. Okay. Right. Did the free month special for 60 days. Oh, and got very few quality leads. Doing the $149 for 8 weeks, an Amazon gift card for $50. We've received more interest and little pushback on program price. There you go. And by the way, you know, I always say it too, you have to test different things in your area. You got to test it. So if I come on here or Task comes on here and we say, hey, do this offer, but you say, wow, well, I've been doing this offer last month. It's been doing great. But if you guys say to change, I'm going to change. Don't change. Don't listen to us ever. If you're doing something that works, don't do it. If I'm telling you at the minimum, take $185, multiply it by the number of students you have, and whatever that answer is the minimum you should be grossing. If you're grossing much more than that, you don't need our help right now on that. You don't need our help on that. You may need our help on recruiting, or our help on staff development, or our help on how do we open up a second or third location, but you don't need our help on the internal systems, right? And again, taking after school programs and summer camps, take that out of it. Got to take all that out of it. That's different. It's a whole different area, right? So I just want to make sure if you're doing something that works, don't change it.
Very good, man. Very good. You know, Canada, I don't know what it is with Canada, but all the clients that I have in Canada, they can put out like a $300 ad spend and get like 60 freaking people in their school. I mean, I don't know if it's because Facebook is just getting to Canada or what's going on, but it's unbelievable to me.
Tass, you just froze again.
You know, we're doing a $2,000 a month ad spend, just to give you guys an idea, you know, and we're not pulling those numbers. So it's just different. It's the competition in your area. And when I say competition, it's not necessarily martial arts schools in your area. It's.
We just lost you again, or I did anyway.
Keep the pipeline open.
All right, I keep losing you. Now you're back.
Oh, I just said keep the pipeline open. We got to fill our pipeline with new people right now, because if we don't, we're going to struggle in the first quarter of next year. So it's important to make sure we're working on enrollments right now.
And basically what he's saying is if you're in a state that got shut down, go open a school in Canada.
That's right. Or Florida, where they're wide open.
Yeah, come to Florida.
Or
we don't get 60 leads from a $300 ad spend even here in Florida.
Right.
So anyway. Oh, well, that's.
Are we going to next Thursday during Thanksgiving, or are we going to take a week off?
No, we're going to take a week off, just like everyone else here should, right? Assuming that you can afford to, you should be able to afford to take the week off and rest up, everybody, and take a big breath, because some of you, as I said, you're just fighting still to keep those doors open, and you got to keep the fight going. I mean, we got to do whatever we got to do. No time to bitch about things. I mean, it just doesn't help, right? So we got to do what we got to do, and you have to adapt. I mean, you just got to adapt, right?
That's right. And if anyone needs help, just reach out. We're happy to help you. I know I've got to jump on with Mr. McGraw here either later today or tomorrow and chat with him. But lots of people getting lots of great results. So you can either go find someone to hang with, you know, they say misery loves company, or you can go find someone that's getting it done and go follow their lead and start getting it done. I'd love for everyone to come rolling into 2021, really doing well with your business where you expect it and where you want it, as opposed to feeling like you're stuck in the mud and just turning your tires. So anything we can do to help, let us know.
And let me leave everyone with this again. Yesterday at 9:20, in case you just joined the show, it's inspirational. Where are we? That's a text from one of the clients.
Very nice.
I mean,
7,000.
What would 97? First of all, what is it? It's the 19th of the month, and they're already at 97,000. So it'll be really exciting to see what where they're going to finish, right? And what would that do? By the way, if they get shut down, they're going to be okay. They could shut down for probably 3 months, and they'll be okay, and they'll still be there for their community when it's time to open again, right? I'd like to chime in.
Mr. Indro, how are you?
You want to have a budget 5x of what your X lead cost is in order for the Facebook algorithm to optimize itself.
And you just lost Metzger.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I have no idea. I got good people with that for that. One of them's in my office right now, Chris Rodriguez. But you do got to track your numbers. You got to see what are you paying to acquire a lead? And by the way, how good are you at converting? What are you ultimately paying to get a new student in your door? And you got to look at all those numbers, right? But all this with algorithms and Facebook, I just know that some of my high school friends are doing really well. That's what Facebook tells me.
Wow.
I'm being honest. Tass, I spoke with family so far about conversions, not easy.
I'll call you. We'll get it taken care of. We'll get it.
Oh, Roger that. Message about Friday. Thank you very large, Mr. Tassoul.
Perfect.
Here you go. 10 leads, $10 leads equals $50 a day Facebook ad budget. True or false? I don't know.
I don't know. You can clean that up. So I think what he's saying is, if you want to have a average lead cost of $10, you need to average $50 a day on Facebook ad spend.
Not in Canada.
So if you want to have 10 leads at a $10 cost per lead, you need to have a I don't know what that would be, 500 I guess $500. I don't know. See, you're dealing with the non-social media people here, Mr. Indro. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's right. I could bring in my social media team. They can look at this. Anyway, yeah, that's it. So, by the way, but there's definitely a concept there for sure that people need to understand. You can't get excited if you're spending $1,000 on Facebook ads and you're only getting one new student a month. That's right. Not really good. So anyway, guys, get out there. Sorry for the vent session, but I'm tired of getting text messages that people are being shut down again. Okay. Hang in there, everyone. Hang in there and have a great holiday.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you're in the state of Pennsylvania and you're going to have some family coming in for the holidays, just remember you're required to wear masks in your house if you're in Pennsylvania now, by the way.
Are you going to go back?
But I'm
you going to go back and visit?
But I'm sure the science behind that is spot on. And if you think I'm joking, just Google Pennsylvania mask mandate in your own home. So keep it up, America. Let's keep supporting these small business owners here.
Oh, funny. All right.
Anyway.
We will jump off.
Hey, and happy Thanksgiving to you too, sir. We'll talk to everybody. Have a good holiday. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
All right, everybody. Thanks much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.